There is no bigger mindset killer than the scale. My name is Dustin. I've lost almost 300 pounds and I have regained that weight and lost it again. In the last 20 years, I've learned a lot about weight loss. And one of the most important things I've learned is to not put so much value in the scale. Now, I see people doing this all the time. This is the most common thing I see from week to week, validating and measuring their progress on how they are doing based on what that number on the scale says, either at the end of the week or each day. And then they let that change their actions and it ends up in a spiral where they're chasing their tail, confused, frustrated, and then they eventually give up. And I have done that so many times, I couldn't even count. What I have learned to do instead, and what I would implore that you also learn to do, is to start getting your validation on what you're doing from what you're doing. Are you making progress? Are you making healthier choices in the kitchen? Are you adding protein to your diet? Are you finding foods that fill you up more, that have less calories in them? Are you finding foods that satisfy you? Are you moving in ways that you enjoy and will continue to do? These things are what are important. Are you putting in the effort? Are you better than you were yesterday? Are you taking your steps each day? And if the answer to that is yes, then that is all the validation then you should need. Now, the scale is going to measure a lot of different things. Fat being one of them, yes, but also muscle, bone density, the waste in your body, and most importantly, water retention. The more carbs you have the day before, the more water you're going to retain, and that is going to make the scale fluctuate, and that has nothing to do with how you're doing. I see so many people every single day, they get a number at the end of the week, and it's not what they wanted, and impatience plays a large part of this, and that's why I preach patience all the time, because when you are patient, you are going to get what you want faster than if you are impatient. And I learned that the very hard way by losing years of my life and regaining the weight. So please understand that the scale is just a tool, and is a very imperfect tool, especially when it comes from day to day and week to week measurements. So if you can't handle that emotionally, then I would put the scale up for periods of time. And remember, the best measurement of how you're doing is how you're doing. So I hope this helps.